TORP here. It took me a few days to come up with this video because I had to digest everything that happened on the lounge that night. That night, the very same that the DoorDash revolution is speaking of. First off and foremost, I am 55 years old. I do not need another grown-ass man telling me that I have been drinking too much or I should shut up or come back when I'm sober. What's worse is when somebody does that when they're sitting there high as hell. I've always loved them double standards in my life, and I've called them out every single time. I say, don't you pick on my flex, don't you pick on my flex. I could just hear the lines down now. Don't pick on flex. Man, you crazy. You can't, he's the man. It's like, he's your man. See, when you say he's the man, you mean he's your man. I ain't never been offended like that. When you're going to tell me that I'm drinking too much, can you believe she just did that? She thought she was hiding. That's funny. You heard her laughing. That's funny. That's just funny. So here's the deal. I got my drink on that night. I thought I was among friends, you see. Now, Flex, I understand that you're going to say to me, and I don't know if you did that privately to me or if everybody heard it. It doesn't matter. I don't know how that shit works on live. I know that you can, I think you can do that. Like a walkie-talkie almost. It was just me and you, right? I don't know. But man, if, you know, almost everybody in the panel smoking a bong. I ain't saying what's in the bong. My guess is it ain't Marlboros. Whatever. I ain't judging that. I'm just saying, ain't that kind of hypocritical? You got people up there blowing their stacks, accusing people of being things, calling them names, trying to figure out who's lying. All this shit at 2 o'clock in the morning while you're high or drinking. I just love the double standard that, you know, it's okay if you get high as hell and you in utopia, but if you get a few beers and you slur a little bit, you need to come back when you're sober. See, this is where I disagree with the DoorDash revolution. It ain't the lion's den. It's the mother's den. I need a grown-ass man to tell me to come back when I'm sober. Maybe I should have told him. Maybe you should start listening to me when you're not high. Maybe those mushrooms are affecting your brain a little bit to the point to where you think that because your following says you can do no wrong, that maybe it's possible you can't do no wrong. I'm starting to get that impression by you, man. I always call you calm and collective. Calm and collective don't make you right. It makes you look right to the people that follow you. Because if you don't get worked up, then you're all right. Because I notice the only people that get made fun of in the lion's den are the ones that explode. The ones that are keeping it real. The ones that are voicing their opinion. The ones that are just going with the flow are fine. Oh no. I'm on the top line of the panel. I'm on the top line. Y'all didn't think I noticed that? Well, you got to be around for a while to get on the top line. Man, you know what? No. How do you decide who's on the top line of the panel? It's who wants to be on the top line of the panel. They will say whatever is necessary to be up there because they believe that the rest of us believe they're right because Flex put them on the top. Or the moderator put them on the top. What does that mean? Because y'all smoking buddies? Y'all drinking buddies? Because y'all buddies? That makes you right? No. I'm sorry. There's a few people out here, I'm guessing it's more than a few, that don't quite see it that way. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I think Flex is a bad guy. But it is funny that I never had this type of interaction that was this toxic until I went to the lounge. None of this other shit on YouTube is this toxic. The DoorDash revolution himself said that he was reviewing the lounge. Why do you think he's reviewing the lounge? That shit needs to be reviewed, that's why. And just so everybody knows, the DoorDash Revolution's had my phone number now for weeks. It might be a month. I ain't got no call from anybody in the lounge. I ain't got no call from any of my haters. I ain't got no call from any trolls. I ain't got no weird calls, period, except for the spam I normally get, the 888s. That's having a smartphone. Welcome to that world. But what I was saying on Flex's Lounge that night, the reason I left that night, as I was slurring my speech because I was pretty good into the beer, but I was having fun. Oh my God. Oops. I guess you can't do that in the lounge. Was that, and I get the names wrong all the time. This is amazing. It's sitting up here on my feed. Dashing Trader. Dashing Trader. As soon as I brought this up, man, people lost their lunch. They got so mad. Flex got the maddest. He was the most upset. Because I said, and I stand by it, Dashing Trader's a fraud. Oh, here I go again. Only this time, I don't have a whole bunch of beer in me. I ain't gonna, check this out. Dashing Trader's talking about he got deactivated, but it's all right. He got deactivated because he was calling out non-tippers. Yeah. Great content. So he's going to get paid to do stuff like that on YouTube. So his interest in DoorDash is minimal to none. Yeah, he's a good one to listen to if you want to learn how to dash properly. Listen to Dashing Trader. He'll show you how to get deactivated. Oh, no. You didn't hear what he said, Torp. What he said was he's got multiple accounts. He's got multiple phones. He shows them in his video. He talks about them. He's proud of it. I got news for you. That's called fraud. That's called a scam. Flex wasn't having it. Flex wasn't having it. Watch the lounge back. Unless he made that shit private. And if he did make it private, right before he went private, you see where Flex was getting really unhappy with me. Flex was like, oh, no. Hey, hell no. Dude, you need to sober up and come back later. Trying to be all polite with me and shit. I'm like, polite ain't gonna cut it, dude. The man's a scammer. Dashing Trader is a scammer. He's a fraud. He is literally manipulating the system. How else would you call that not a fraud? Because he's manipulating the system. And by the way, is anybody really that stupid to believe that you can use 4 or 5 different phones? Oh, let's go there. 2 different phones. One of them gets deactivated, you're still using the other one. He said it himself. He's using someone else's name. He's using their account, which means obviously the bank info's got to match. That's a scam. He's doing it in somebody else's name. That makes it a scam. That makes it fraud. That man, if one of his people, Dashing Trader, what if they turn his back on him? What if he gets them in trouble? That's a federal offense in the banking world. Someone's got to pay taxes on that money that he's still doing the catering program in. Is he not? He said, how do you complete catering orders if you get deactivated? I got news for you. Anytime you pay taxes and it's got fraud involved, dude, you could be going to jail. Or worse, you could find somebody by the name of Bubba in jail. So my only opinion is that the man is lying. Dashing Trader's got to be lying. Who would come up on YouTube and say, I figured out a way to just keep making new accounts, keep getting new phones. I use all my friends' names, all my family's names. They ain't dashers. They don't care about dashing. It's like, not yet they don't, but they're going to as soon as they get something in the mail suggesting that they owe taxes. What's up, Dashing Trader? Are you going to pay their taxes? How exactly are you going to do that? It's not your account. You're going to have to give the money to them. Money laundering. That is fraud. That's what I was trying to say on Flex's live that night. Hey, I ain't a lawyer. I don't know anything about the law other than the fact that even 6th graders know. You can't use somebody else's name to to have an account on DoorDash, Grubhub, or anything else that has money involved where you pay taxes. Notice I said taxes. These guys, they don't bring that up. They don't talk about it. They just, oh no, that's Dash and Trader. Dash and Trader's good. He's funny. The only thing that Flex cared about that night was the fact that he's making money on YouTube. Hey man, don't damn a man for making money. Let him make his money his way. It's like, that's fine. I get that. He wants to get in trouble. I agree. Let him get in trouble. Can you imagine other people watching that and going, man, that's a good idea. You can go up to Walmart and get a $30 phone, put a Dasher account on it, tell your sister. She goes, I don't even know what DoorDash is. Can I use? Yes, go ahead. I don't care. I think it's funny. Did she get in trouble? What is she going to do? Turn her brother in? See how stupid that is? So either he's lying or the people following him are stupid. Either way, it's toxic. It's toxic. And let me clear one more thing up. DoorDash Revolution, I promise you this, man. I said that I didn't communicate with that much because I don't. And I said I did communicate with you because I do. Play that back. I don't talk to anybody on YouTube except for DoorDash Revolution on the phone. Ever. And ain't nobody ever called me, so I know DoorDash Revolution ain't dropping no docs because it seems to me I might be one of the most controversial people in this community. Seems to me that way. I guess that's why I'm always on the bottom of Flex's live. It never bothered me. I figured that's just their way of saying, we're going to give you a trophy for participating, but the winners are up top. Think about that for a second. How does that make you feel as a person? Check this out. If you watch a top night show, Johnny Carson, whatever it was, whatever your flavor is, Jimmy Fallon, have you ever noticed that when the guests come on, they get top billing? It's called respect. I don't think that anybody in the lounge understands respect. Because respect is earned. In other words, if I was going to the lounge and I got put on the top of the panel, that would show me that they respected me. I was the floor mat. So when Flex starts calling me out as, well, you need to stop drinking and all this other stuff, I'm like, dude, everything that you guys are spewing is bullshit. And you're all high. But you're only going to call me out? I saw two guys in there call Flex out. He didn't have a bad word to say about it. Hey, man, don't even worry about that. No, it's all good. I do it, Flex has a nut. He blew a nut on me. That's what we call it in the audience. Man, you blew a nut. You're going to point me out? No, dude, I'm going to point you out, Flex. I thought that was disrespectful as fuck. Dude, you are not my mother, dude. And you are running the mother's den. That is not the lion's den. I think DoorDash Revolution giving you way too much respect. The lion's den makes it sound like a place that's scary and you're going to get chewed up. I think the problem is that Flex is the one getting chewed up. That's why he needs his people. That's why he needs to stay calm and cool. See, I don't have a problem with Flex. I have a problem with his philosophy on his panel. I said it that night, and he kind of joked it off while he was eating. The point is that Flex does his lives differently than he does his ride-alongs. In his ride-alongs, he gets very drama-filled. When he gets up on his live, he's very chill. And my guess is that's because he's getting a little bit high on his live. See? He's sober when he's driving, which is good for him. It's good for everybody. No kidding there. Let's say sober while we're driving. But yeah, he gonna call me out for having a buzz. You gonna on the lounge of all things, the loudest glass breaking, unbelievably toxic environment that you could possibly imagine. And how do we know this? It's full of trolls. Trolls love toxic. If it wasn't for toxic, you wouldn't have a troll. The lounge is full of toxic. It just is. Now, a lot of people go, hey, man, I'm on the lounge. You call me talk? You call me a liar? You call me a drop stalker? You saying I'm high? I don't even smoke. That's not what I said. I said the lounge is toxic. It's up to you to decide if you believe that you're a part of the toxicness or not. Maybe you just like I was and just up there to ask questions and be a part of something that you thought was the trend. I got news for you guys. The trend don't start with toxic. The trend starts with people collaborating, getting shit done, and getting people positive. There ain't nothing positive coming out of the lounge. There ain't nothing positive about that. It can be funny, which is why I was drinking a beer. You really think I go into a job interview drinking a beer? The lounge ain't no job interview. The lounge is a place to sit down, have a beer. I got called out for having a beer, man. In the lounge. That's the best that Flex could come up with? That you've been drinking too much and you're slurring, man. You want to come back when you're sober. I think I struck a nerve with the man is what it was, because he didn't like me talking shit about Dashing Trader. Problem was, it wasn't shit. I called out Dashing Trader. Dashing Trader is a fraud. That is not a defamation of character. Watch Dashing Trader's videos. He's gloating about having multiple accounts that aren't his. That's called fraud. That's a scam. Give a fuck if he's making money on YouTube. It's a scam. It's fraud. And before anybody says, oh man, you're going to lose subscribers, you're going to lose friends. You can't call, because I like him. I didn't know we were friends. I didn't see you here at Thanksgiving. I'm sorry. So I offended you. Well, I've been offended more times than I can count. The difference is my butt puckers differently. Once I fart, you're out of my ass. And I've been farting a lot. I had to come back. It's like, these guys out of my ass. Flex, you can roll the way you want to roll, brother. It ain't going to make no never mind to me. I was doing what I was doing way before I found the likes of Mr. Mom, Flex. Dude, don't get me wrong. I still don't hate you. I ain't got no hate for any of you guys. But man, you call me out, I'm going to call you out. The next time you want to tell me how to live my life, how to drink my beer, how to talk, what opinion to have, you can go fuck yourself. And I do hope you have a happy new year. While you're fucking yourself. Everybody should have a good fuck. Man, just Flex, you need to calm down a little bit, brother. Just calm down a little bit. You ain't the he all be all right? You just not. Especially when you're calling out other grown ass men for doing the same shit that you doing. Watch who you judge, brother. That shit, that's gonna come back and haunt you. I know you're gonna say you don't give a fuck and you're gonna laugh while you're eating your Japanese spare ribs, but it's just gonna come back and haunt you in its own way. I don't know what it is, but it's gonna get you. It is. By the way, has anybody ever noticed that the top panel is always the same? Do you know why? They're loyal. Loyalty is what a sheep herder has. What's that noise a wolf makes? TORP out.